Your check engine light suddenly pops on while you are driving to work, but strangely enough, your car feels like it is running perfectly fine with absolutely no hesitation or stalling. When you get home and plug in your diagnostic scanner, you find a code P0111, which means your powertrain control module has detected a circuit range or performance malfunction with the intake air temperature sensor. This specific sensor acts exactly like a digital weather thermometer for your engine, constantly measuring how hot or cold the incoming air is before it reaches the combustion chamber. Cold air is much denser and requires more fuel for a proper explosion, while hot air needs less fuel. The engine computer sends a steady 5-volt reference signal to this sensor, which contains a thermistor that changes its electrical resistance based on the air temperature. When the computer sees the voltage signal suddenly jump or drop erratically in a fraction of a second, a change that is physically impossible for natural air temperature fluctuations, it realizes the sensor circuit is glitching and triggers this fault code. Because this is often an intermittent electrical issue, you might not feel any drivability problems right away, but your fuel economy will eventually suffer. To figure out what is going on, the best trick is to use a scan tool to look at the live data when the engine is completely cold, ideally after sitting overnight. The intake air temperature reading should be almost exactly the same as your engine coolant temperature reading. If the air temperature shows negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit on a warm summer day, or spikes to 250 degrees, you have a major electrical open or short circuit. If the readings match, the problem is hiding. Try wiggling the wiring harness connecting to the sensor while watching the live data screen. If the temperature wildly jumps around when you move the wires, you have a broken wire or a loose, corroded electrical connector that needs to be repaired. If the wiring is totally solid, you can take the sensor out and test it with a hairdryer and a digital multimeter to see if the resistance changes smoothly as it heats up. If the resistance jumps erratically or drops to zero, the internal thermistor is completely worn out and replacing the sensor will get your fuel mixture back into perfect balance.